Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to 4 p.m. on Saturday at the NAMM Show 2023. Yay! We actually have an audience. Well, to be honest, I've kind of press ganged a few mates and buddies to come and show us some stuff and have a chat. If the background noise is really, really bad, there's nothing I can do about it. The Fender audio booth are just here, and they're giving stuff away, as you can see on the other camera. That entire crowd is not here for us, sadly, but hey, if you've got any questions, please let us know in the normal way, put them in the chat. I'm going to work through some stuff, and then we're going to introduce our guests in. You can see a few of them loitering with intent already. So I'm going to run through quickly. We've got Centre for Wheelchair Pillow is in the room. Great to see you. He says, wish I could have made it there. Would have enjoyed buying you a cold beer. A cold beer does sound good right now, doesn't it? Maybe someday in England. Heading to Korea next, though. Sounds like fun. As always, if you want to come in and join us in the chat and ask questions of the guests that we've got coming in, please do so. I've put the links in the chat already. Jonathan McCulloch says, guys, hope you get a chance to visit the Rev stand. I did. Sean Tubbs is demonstrating, as far as I know. Sadly, didn't see Sean. Happy New Year! Hollywood actress, are you guys at NAMM this week? Well, I am at NAMM. Paul, sadly, is not. The NAMM Show floor. The NAMM Show floor. We are absolutely live. It's a good thing.
Help get us out.
Hollywood actress, wow, that's good. So we all like that.
Help now.
Okay, also from Hollywood actress. So, key questions. I read Fender and PRS are not there. Does that matter that they are not there? Are they right or wrong for not being present at NAMM? Quite frankly, Julian, point the camera over there. I would say Fender and PRS have made a massive mistake not being here. There is an amazing vibe to the show this time. This is the first proper first show back up post-pandemic. It has been absolutely heaving. I think we're all agreeing on that one.
I can't hear a word you're saying.
Fair enough. It's definitely been quality over quantity. That's all good. Let's keep going. K. Michael P's in. Good to see you, buddy. Howdy, boys and girls. I bet it isn't as nice there as it is in Florida. Actually, the sun has come out now in beautiful Southern California, and we're in here. The show's got 1 hour left to go. And let's see how we get on. Hollywood actress again. Fender, PRS, Gibson, and Boss did not attend. I think that's good for the smaller guys like LTD, Ibanez, Reverend. Grab some of the media spotlight. Absolutely. Everyone's been running around to those guys, and it's been a really, really good show. I haven't had enough time to get everywhere I wanted to. There's a few of my highlights have been. I know that Paul desperately wanted to see the Fender Rhodes booth, the new Fender Rhodes. It's killer. Oh, I so want that thing in my life. And a few other things I've seen, which I'm sure we'll talk about in next week's show once I'm back and I have a voice again. Thought, if attendance is down, will there be less spotlight in the future? I think attendance actual numbers are down, but it's been less tire kickers. No offense to any tire kickers out there. It's been a really good show, really busy. That's cool. No, it's not. Okay, fair enough. Cool, man. Didn't know if you guys were going. Yes, we're definitely here. Well, I'm here. Paul is at home still. Brent Chadwick's in the room. Evening, gents. Michael Vandenhoff, I guess have fun. David Olsen, hello, boss are there. I haven't seen them, no Fender and no Gibson. To be honest, and I think we'll all agree with this, and you can't see everyone over here, but
Totally agree.
I think you'll all agree that with no Fender and no Gibson, does that mean the brands that are actually doing innovation are here?
Yes.
As opposed to the brands that haven't innovated in the last...
Yeah, give space for the new products.
Yeah, I think if you're doing something innovative, you're here.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's completely relevant. That Rev D25 amp looked interesting. I think the D25's been around for a while anyway. SDR, hello. Yes, all good. You've seen Thomas Blue? Yes, I have seen the Amp 1 and the Amp X, and it's lovely. However, it's the same version of the Amp X that was out last time, and there is no difference, and he's still not sure if it will ship until the summer. Chris Williams, looks like you're having a great time. Yes, we are having a good time. I think we all are. I get them to cheer as well, but they're not cheering yet. I promise you, no one's had a beer. I haven't had a beer yet. You lot might have done, but
Question?
I haven't had a beer yet. You lot.
We already had
Fair enough. Mender Rock's in the house. Michael MC, did anything stand out in the boutique section? I didn't even get that far. Day Sleeper, so would you say the premium guitar maker actually is the premium guitar makers in attendance? Yes, there are lots of the small, boutique, really high-end stuff that I have wandered around and gone, yummy. Paul would hate it because it's all pointy and got weird colours and stuff, but I loved it. Spotted any exciting new amps? No, only the ones that I've bought in the auctions recently, and Dave McQuinnan is in the house. I can't show his amazing plectrums because I don't have them with me. They would have been taken off me by the TSA. I'm going to introduce Kevin from Fluid Audio, who's going to come and show us a lovely new speaker that I was listening to today. Hooray! Right.
Man with speaker.
I'm going to try and hold this like this precariously and speak at the same time. But thank you for inviting me.
So I heard these for about 5 minutes and went, yummy. And then they told me the price, and I went, hang on a second, that can't be right. So tell us a little bit about the model. I know there's two in the kind of similar range. I think
Right. We launched this one first in the mid range. It's called the Image 2. It's a 3-way speaker, 2 side-firing 8-inch powered drivers. There's a 5-inch aluminum cone mid-range, which has a Faraday ring for reducing distortion and such. I won't go into too far into the details. It has an AMT, air motion transformer tweeter, sort of a horn-loaded wave guide. So it does a lot of great things, and it sounds pretty darn good. It's total 675 watts, so 225 to the woofers, 75, 50.
The stereo image of these would get, even in trade show noise and environment, the stereo picture. I had to listen to some of my normal kind of speaker test kind of tunes and went, yummy.
Yeah, well, we didn't know what to name it. I didn't know what to name it, but my colleague Kenneth, he heard them and he said they image like unbelievable. So let's call them Image 2.
Yeah.
So that's where the name came from. But one of the coolest things about this thing, not only it sounds fantastic, goes down to flat to 40 hertz, but it's our collaboration with SonarWorks. So we partnered with SonarWorks, the preeminent, sound correction software. Everybody uses it. But we partnered with them, and you can now export room correction calibration files and upload them with our software to the USB connection. So of course, there's also trim switches for mid, high, and low. But the SonarWorks integration is the really, really cool feature. We also have a foot switch that connects to it, which can basically turn it into a mix cube, which basically eliminates the bass, rolls off the top end, and you've got yourself an Oratone or a cube, a mix cube. So it's got some functionality as well.
So I say, and they sound killer.
I appreciate it. I think they do, but I voiced them, so I'm not gonna.
And guess what, boys and girls? I will be getting a pair in for review, testing, and I have. But one of the most difficult things we ever try and do is speaker reviews. Because obviously the person listening the other end is listening on their speakers.
It's really tough.
But I've got a really cool idea of how to do it, so I'm not going to give that game away just yet. But
I hope we can be a part of it.
Yeah, definitely. Any questions about the monitors and stuff, or monitoring in general? Now is a good time to do it.
If not, they're available now. They're in stock, so they're available worldwide.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
For our European friends, Thomann, all the other outlets. Here, it would be Vintage King, AMS, B&H. Thank you.
Thank you. I would shake your hand, but clearly
I don't want this to fall. I really don't. These are the only ones we have. So thank you. Signing off. Kevin from Florida.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right.
Right. Where are we at? Let's see what's coming in. Oh, hang on. Roman says, what's the best guitar you've seen so far? Ooh.
I thought the Martin Bitcoin guitar was cool.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
No.
Oh, Martin have got a lovely acoustic that's like gilded to the nines, and it's got like a full gold Bitcoin in the headstock. It's ridiculous. No one's ever going to buy it,
What a way to go.
but it's the best guitar.
I like that idea. While you're here, sir,
Hello.
this is Adam. Adam, some of you may recognise from another well-known YowTube channel.
The cameraman.
Ta-da! But Adam's actually here with Audient. Now, we all know that I have a certain
I can't hear them anyway.
a certain love for all things Audient because
Yes.
I bought them, quite literally, I bought the console.
Yeah.
And the Evo range has grown another
It's grown another limb.
limb. And we've got one here. This is the
SP8. So this is not an interface. This is an expansion. So if you've got any brand of any interface that's got optical, got ADAT, strap one of these to it. And that'll give you another 8 channels in, 8 channels out.
awesome. But it's got the same quality trace that we had in the Evo.
Yep,
And does it do the same magic auto gain trick?
it does. It's got the same smart gain button. And if you've got this and the 16 interface, I don't know how, but they talk by ADAT. So you press one button and they both do it. Or if you've got 3 of them together, they all do it.
So if you've got 16 mics up for a kit,
Yeah,
press play.
and go.
That's cool.
Right? I mean, especially as a drummer, like I play, you play more than me, but you can't play, adjust, draining.
Right.
Or
They actually answered the question
Done.
before I asked.
So I'm going to speak to the powers that be and get hold of these for a few.
how to get hold of.
I think I'll have to
Oh, you
speak
have
to
to.
the
Yes,
powers that be and get hold of one of these for a
absolutely. I mean, I'm sure the audience guys will sort you right out with one of these.
Yes.
They are well worth having. I did a video with Mike from Monuments, Mike Mallion, and we had 15 channels of mics on the kit and 1 spare for bass. And so I was playing with him live. We pressed the buttons, 30 seconds later, gains were set. And we tracked for an hour and we were done. Yeah, money can't buy it, it's time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Time saver. And the pre's are super modern, super clean.
And it's steel chassis built like an absolute.
Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah. This'll hurt you before you hurt it.
Right.
That's what you want.
Stick around. Any questions that come in? Obviously, we've
Yeah.
not got the audience that we thought we might have or might not have.
Yeah, it's gone midnight back home, right?
Yes.
Hello, everybody.
We've still got a fair few people on, which is great. We haven't got the live audience that I thought we might have.
Okay.
But hey, who knows?
Yeah, but a lot of people watch it on VODs.
Yeah.
I get the very same thing because a lot of my audience are in the US, so I find broadcasting at our time. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, it is. Just gone 4 o'clock here. The
Yeah.
show actually finishes at 5, so it will be a hard stop at 5. So if you have got any questions, get them in now, because we will be stopping at 5, no matter what.
Yeah.
They'll turn the lights off, and we'll be plunged into darkness.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Dave Ashcroft says, "Morning, all rats and rodents." We like that. Todd Steele, good day. Good day. I'm assuming Todd's in Australia, not Australia.
Another steal. Hey.
James, have fun at the show. No big 3 means more attention on the actual hard-working companies who are creating some great products out there.
Yeah, damn right.
Completely agree.
Yeah. It's funny when they are here, they usually get shoved upstairs on their own floor anyway, don't they? They get kind
they
of
have
put
their
away.
own, their own room, their own sort of mini hall.
I was here in 2020 and Fender were here.
They were.
I didn't even know they were here until almost when I left because they're so far away.
I think it's unfair to put PRS necessarily in the same non-innovating category as Fender and Gibson. That's not to say we don't love the guitars that those guys make, but they've made those guitars for quite some time now.
Yes. Every year it's a new Strat and a new Les Paul.
Who knew? And we need one of those like we did another 1176, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Daniel says, what's the name of the monitor company? Fluid Audio. I think it's fair to say they started out at the lower end of the monitor spectrum. I know Kenneth, the owner, quite well because there's a phrase that you can use in this hall, and then there are 2 types of people: those that did and those that have never worked for Avid.
Yeah.
It's almost laughable.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fluid Audio, they now make some great stuff. They do also make the lower end stuff as well, but the high end stuff is now really what they're concentrating on. Studio Neo, what do you think of the new Antelope Atlas i8 monitors?
They're
They
weird.
sound yummy.
Yeah.
They sound really good. They've got a weird dual concentric woofer.
Yeah. I saw them. I didn't get a chance to hear them.
Right. So this is the science behind it, boys and girls. The two woofers are back to back, and between them is a sealed, pressurized box.
Right.
So as the front, both are driven, but as they drive together, the pressure keeps the cone uniform, so
Right.
you don't get cross-cone distortion.
Ah, so it's much more pure coming out the front.
Much tighter base. It's
Right.
a sealed cabinet.
I've seen the guys at Orange do that with a bass cab. And it really, for its size, that thing really kind of punched above its weight. So I can imagine that doing the same with the Antelope.
Yeah, and they sound great. Again, because of my connection with Antelope, all things Antelope, we will be getting some in the studio. I'm hoping they'll be staying as well. Todd Steele says, Bitcoin guitar from Martin actually was purchased yesterday by an unknown.
Ah, we'll find out on the blockchain.
Probably his surname was Shake.
Possibly, yes.
Confirmed that the guys at Play
Trade Guitars, right.
Pet says, what new effects pedals are stealing the show so far? Do you know what? I would say I haven't had time to go around all the pedal brands. I really haven't. There's a couple of new KMA machines pedals that are coming that look really cool. But I like their stuff anyway because it's all funky and does quirky stuff, and you go.
I saw some buzz around the new Walrus kind of essential.
We did a review of them on the with the drive pedals, the fuzz, the drive, and the distortion.
Right.
Really, really nice. The obvious one that's got the most buzz is the new UA pedals.
Yes.
And I was at the UA drinks dinner thing, drinks munchies, and they were passing guitars around as much as they were passing beers around.
Right.
And so people like Rhett Scholl had a blow, so to speak, and Tim Pierce was there, and all these guys playing for these pedals.
Right.
Really, really nice.
The one that really interests me, because I'm a bass player first, is the new compressor pedal, because it's got two in the same pedal.
Yeah.
So I would run one before my amp and one after my amp out of the same pedal. That's clever.
Yeah. Really cool. Right, sir, thank you so much.
Sir. Pleasure.
I'm going to bring in friend of the channel, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Audrey Martinovich.
Hello.
So, Audrey,
Yes.
you've probably actually seen more of the show than I have.
I've seen more of the people at the show, maybe. That's my big thing. I've been walking around and just like every time you go around a corner, it's a new, friend that you haven't seen since last time. So yeah, but I mean, I've been kind of just doing laps around the whole thing.
So, top three things about this year's show.
Ooh,
Top
okay.
three. No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. Really quick. So like the whole thing that everybody's kind of talking about is immersive audio. So I had a really good time kind of going between like the Genelec area, Neumann had a little soundstage, PCM, PMC, sorry, thank you, yes. And yeah, so I've just been going around and like just listening to all these different environments and just like hearing mixes that people are doing and like just comparing systems, and that's been kind of like my whole mission. It's been really fun.
So I'm going to talk to Steve about all things Atmos, not Atmos.
Immersive.
Okay.
Yes. Well, yeah. So this is the whole thing that Michael Romanowski was talking about. Is that like, Atmos is like, Dolby specific, and there's different, just different people who are doing this, different companies. So a more, less, I guess, brand specific way to word it would be to say spatial or immersive audio rather than Atmos.
Right.
But yes, sorry, not to like
No.
get into semantics.
No, please correct me, because otherwise we don't learn.
Well, yeah, we'll fix habits.
There has been a lot of immersive audio rigs around the show. Not always from the monitoring brands you think of. Yes, PMC have got their rig. Steve's been demoing and various other. It was great to see. I watched Alan Myerson on the Masters booth for a little bit, and just went, this sounds gorgeous. Would everyone else shut up, please, and just listen to this beautiful orchestral
that's
mix?
the thing.
That was fantastic. And we bumped into an old friend, didn't we?
We sure did. We bumped into Sylvia Massey earlier today. Well, I've kind of just crossed paths with her a lot. And she gave a talk on immersive audio with Genelec yesterday that I attended. And that was really fun to hear. Like, she played an Evanescence mix that she did in immersive. And then like a bluegrass. And oh my gosh, I wish I could remember the artist now the second mix was. But it was this bluegrass record. And it was just really cool how she played with background vocals versus lead vocal, and especially with bluegrass, just the localization of instruments is so important to that genre, and so there's really a lot of opportunity, I think, in that format for acoustic music too.
How about actual piece of gear stroke thing that you've gone and lusted after?
Oh yes. No. Oh yeah. No. Not that one.
Not that one.
No.
Actual piece of gear you've got.
Yes.
Yummy.
Yes, that would be a microphone by Bee's Knees. They're 67. I got to just play around a little bit with that, doing some vocal whatever I can do in the NAMM booth into the mic, playing with that a little bit. But I think I do a lot of acoustic music, and so I like something that is versatile. And I feel like that would have just been saxophone, yes, cello, yes, room mics. Super cool. So that's kind of the piece that I've been lusting after.
Speaking of mics,
yes.
that I've been lusting after.
Yes.
Vanguard Audio Labs have just brought out or are releasing a new stereo tube valve. Dual capsule.
Yeah.
Stereo mic.
Cool.
Oh, it's going to be yummy.
Yeah.
It's not going to be inexpensive.
No.
But I do like a stereo mic, and I do like valve condensers. And it's gonna be
great.
Really yummy.
Oh my gosh, I'll have to check that out. Were you able to listen to it?
No,
it's hard in this environment. You can't listen to
so
anything.
So hard. Let me dive through some questions quickly, and we'll come up with some stuff. Michael Vanderhoff, Bosch should have come up with a new wah like the Wah 10. Haven't seen anything. But there's every chance that they will. Again, the big boys and girls aren't here.
Yes.
Yamaha are here, but they have a very much smaller presence than usual. Say none of the usual suspects guitar-wise. Fender Fender amps have a very small booth just for their riff, the little Bluetooth thing.
Tajima Guitars has a fairly big presence. It's just cool. They got the Jazzmaster stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of meeting rooms this year, which is kind of good if you want to actually talk to people. That's kind of a good way.
Who wants to do that?
Who do? Right.
No, that's one of my favorite
Fender G.
ever worked on.
Not sure what that means.
Fender, good.
Yes. Alan Rice, any rumours or sign of Katana 3? No sign or anything of Katana 3, sadly. Fender has this cool wah, forgot the name, right, didn't see that. But say, I didn't make it around anything to be honest, so most of the Pro Audio stuff is in the AAC North, which is another hall. We're in Hall A, which is kind of press area, synths, and DJ, a long way that way.
Yeah.
As soon as you go that way, it gets really loud.
Yeah.
Really loud. So
bring your earplugs.
I'm staying right at this end of things, which is great. Any new firmware updates for the Bosch GX100? Not as far as I know. After updating the GX100, we'll make coffee. Probably. Adventures in Gearland. Gregoire is up and about. Matey, I need to call you later to find out how today went. Greg's actually doing a gig for me in the UK this weekend because I'm here. So have a drink later on for me. Wondering where Boss will take the Katana combos. The legible doesn't. legible display would be nice. Yes, I agree. A display would be really handy on those because you could then get in and actually do a lot of the editing.
It's just yeah, just being able to have anything legible is like a huge deal.
That would be good. Did Seymour Duncan bring new power stations? Not as far as I know. I didn't see them. Will he be reviewing the Trinov Nova? I probably can, because Paul from Emerging was here somewhere, and he distributes Nova in the UK. I'll try and get one. Yes, I'll do my best. The plan. So the plan very much for this year is to make the studio rats genuinely the studio rats.
Yeah.
A bit more kind of guitar, a bit more kind of technique, a little bit more studio-y. So get some drums in there, get some more live sessions going, all that sort of stuff. So hopefully that's the plan. Audrey,
Yes.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Beers in the bar later.
Yay, sounds good.
Gentlemen, do you want to do a double act?
Sure, whatever you want to do.
Go on, Em.
What do you want to do? Can we
Come
do
on.
this?
Yes. That's a very simple act. It gives me absolute pleasure to welcome to whatever we're doing. I don't even know what this is tonight.
I don't know what this is.
I haven't heard a word you said yet.
Fair enough. Please welcome Mr. Steve Jenwick and Mr. Matt Boudreau from Open Plus Audio. Yay! Boys, we've nearly made it to the end. We are half an hour from the end of the show. I know you've probably been locked in a PMC booth for most of
I've been basing myself at the PMC booth, but I've walked the floor. I haven't walked this floor because this is chaos, and I don't ever want to come back here. But the pro audio side, I've been over there for a few days, and it's been great. It's NAMM. You come to see your friends.
Yeah.
Honestly, I hate to say it, but that's why we come to NAMM to see our friends.
It's a hang, isn't it?
If there were no booths and if this was just a bar for 3 days, it would probably actually be more fun.
It would be really messy. Really, really messy. Have you had a chance to walk the show?
Oh yeah, I've walked, but I've stayed on the other side of the tracks with pro audio.
Okay. Anything you've seen that you've gone, yummy, but I need that in my life?
Well, we were over at the Avid booth drooling over the S6, but I know that's not new. But you know, when you get close to it, you're like, oh, I like that. I like that a lot.
I don't have a company credit card anymore, so I can't afford an S6.
Yeah.
I didn't get S6 until I saw a big mixer, and then I went, now it makes sense.
Yeah. When we installed the S6 at Capitol, we had a big one with a custom frame, gorgeous. And I was trying to learn how to use it. It's a pretty deep learning curve. But I realized when I had a mix set up, I had all my senses in line. And when I realized I had been mixing for an hour and a half and hadn't looked at a computer screen and hadn't touched a keyboard and a mouse, and it was so much fun. And that's when I was kind of convinced that, you know, it's once you learn how to do it, it's definitely more fun. But I grew up on consoles, so.
And would you say that the switch between S6, I know you've got...
I've got S1s and a stock.
Are you missing the S6, or are you finding that you can do most of what you need to do on...
I can do most of it on the S1s in the dock. Obviously, the S6 we had was huge too, so it was bigger. Obviously, the S6 has more features, and you can set it up and all that stuff. But you know, during lockdown, they loaned me an S1 and a dock, and then they took it back. And then I immediately had to buy an S1, and then I was like, well, now I missed the dock, so I had to buy a dock. And then I was like, I want more. So as I bought the S1, now I'm realizing I need more faders. So I'm sure this year I'll have more S1s. And yeah, it's kind of addictive, but it does most of it. Yeah.
And is most of what you're doing now, what's the phrase Audrey used? I go and use Apple, immersive.
Immersive? I would say about 50% of what I do right now is mixing and immersive. I'm still out recording, taking records. I'm at Sunset Sound all next week making a record. So I still really love recording and having bands in a room, and like I have to do that. It's so, and I'm still doing stereo, and I have a video game that I do in 7-1. So I'm still trying to diversify and keep that diversification. So yeah, I'd say right now about half of what I do is Atmos, which is fun. I love it. It's still great. You know.
And have you yet finished writing the book on how to do Atmos fixes?
No, we're still making it up. Making it up literally every day. Making up Atmos. So yeah, I've been making it up since the beginning.
So any actual stuff that you've got, say, obviously, other than S6, because I keep going control surface, real console, control surface, real console. And I've seen a couple of things that I've gone, actually, that's a really cool little solution. Actual plug-in control. It's really cool. I went to the, I forgot what they're called, Nectar booth.
Oh, okay.
And they're doing basically a channel strip style controller with a fader and full EQ matrix and various controls. And it just works. There's no going in and having to set things up in the background and overlays and stuff that's getting in the way and slowing down and giving you low resolution faders. I was like, this thing is awesome. And what made it more awesome, it's about 350.
Wow. So we're finally getting to where we have affordable solutions.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And I thought for someone who primarily uses a desk, like an analog console, right, having that to be able to control my DAW and go in, if I want to go and mess with EQs and stuff in Pro Tools or whatever, that's cool. And not having to fork out for an S1 or because it's not an inexpensive solution.
No, but it's not a ridiculously expensive solution either. I mean, it's not out of the bounds of an independent person who's working.
But I go the opposite direction. I'm trying to downsize and not become dependent on any control surface and just keep it to where if I want to get up and leave with a mouse and a keyboard and a computer, I can do that.
Right.
So
there was on the flight on the way over, I had a presentation to do. And they sent me the final revision of the plugins. Well, I downloaded and installed them, put my laptop in the bag, and then went to the airport. So on the flight, I've never done it before, and I've never been successful at it. On the flight, I was mixing a presentation for the following day.
Nice.
And I was like, actually, this is... I mean, Andrew Sheps has said it several times, I can mix on a flight. And I now know what he means. I've never done it, but I was like, actually...
I've never mixed on a flight, but I've edited on a flight.
Oh, yeah. I've edited on a train. Yeah.
But this was actual brand new plugins, never used before. Dialed them in on a pair of AT noise cancelling headphones.
Sure.
And it worked. And it worked.
The best thing for flights is in-ear monitors.
Yeah.
Because you can go to sleep.
Let's dive into. So we got any questions coming in? Let's see what we got.
They can hear us, huh?
Yeah, they can hear us.
Wow.
I'm glad you guys can hear us because we can't hear us.
We hear ourselves.
Where are we at? Pet says, how long are you streaming for, James? A few cold ones left in the fridge. I wish.
Send them over.
Yeah.
We'll take them.
There better be some left over when we get back.
Definitely. Are we heading over there again?
I am.
Good. It's the right answer. We're going to be. We knock it off at 5, which is about half an hour from now, maybe a little bit less because it's starting to thin out. I think it's officially people have realised. So we'll be on till about 5 before they turn us off. Greetings, Mark's gas station. Kurt and I are bedding down. Enjoy the show.
God, I would love to go to bed right now.
Yeah.
I haven't adjusted. I have not got into California time.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'm still 3:30, bang, I'm awake. I've managed to get myself back to sleep, but I haven't had a continuous night's sleep since I got home.
No matter how much you travel, it still does. It's never easy.
Yeah. I have an idea. You guys should check out the Seymour Duncan Bluetooth 5-way switch. That's an awesome invention. We will do that. We've got friends at Seymour Duncan, so let's try that. Basil Tiffy, Men of Culture, good afternoon.
Who are they talking about?
Well, it's not me, that's for sure.
They're on the wrong site.
Hey, Steve and Matt, joined by greatness indeed. Well,
Again, the wrong
I
side.
know. We're the wrong Steve.
Adventures in Gearland, ditto. Yeah, nice one. Lee's joining us.
morning.
Great to see you, buddy. Just in from a splendid gig. So obviously it's getting on for a quarter to almost 12 at home.
Splendid gig is good.
Greg. Cracked another open. Lee's in. I've not seen a single product so far that interested me this year. Anderton's used to multiple videos every day focusing on guitar gear. This year, nothing. To be fair, I've seen a lot less camera crews going around than I would normally see.
That's actually true.
There's
I have seen a
normally
lot less. Yeah.
I've seen a lot of big camera, like two or three, like shoulder mounted or proper camera crews, but not so many.
Well, and like a few years ago, you would get like accosted by camera crews.
And it was me normally.
Yeah, it was usually you. Yeah. But that hasn't happened. It's not really happening this year either, which is nice. So.
But again, I think it's quality rather than quantity.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking earlier that at least, especially on the pro audio side, the show seems to be a bit smaller, but it seems like the right people are here.
Yeah.
Which is nice. So
Normally, the AAC North would be 2 halls, upstairs and down. Upstairs is catering.
right. Yeah. And downstairs is all the
Good stuff.
inexpensive stuff.
Yeah.
I'll call it inexpensive instead of cheap.
No Hawley this year,
Right.
so clearly China is not here
Not banned.
in a big way. Normally you'd have through into the arena would be open as well. That's not open.
Oh wow.
These halls, Hall D is half closed,
Right.
so that you're probably
Well, that and everybody's booths are way smaller.
Yeah.
You don't have the huge, expansive booth. You know, I mean, the Avid booth is like 4 tables.
Yeah.
the interesting one, of course, is Universal Audio. They don't have a booth, but when you compare it to their $1 million outing last time round to launch,
Did you say Universal Audio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
would you consider that it was their $1 million outing to launch Luna?
Luna. Yeah.
But
that makes sense. They had a huge product launch.
yes,
So.
Yeah.
but no booth at all, and they've got new pedals to talk about. But you know the Your Dreams thing.
When?
Thursday night.
No.
The pedal sound,
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I love the UA pedals anyway,
Oh, yeah.
but the new ones sound really good.
Everybody I've talked to said those pedals are amazing. Yeah.
And they're still the best plugins around.
Yeah. At the end of the day.
It's true.
Say what you want. I mean, look, there's a lot of great stuff out there. As a whole, still the best stuff. And, you know, Capital Chambers.
Quick plug that.
Right.
Quick
Might be
plug
a little
that. Quick
bit.
plug.
Yeah. I don't make any money off of it. But
Nice one, buddy. They're
Can't
chatting.
see anything.
They're chatting amongst themselves, which is great. What the Splendid one? Okay, yeah. Splendid gigs are always good.
no comment.
There's an old timer.
Moving swiftly on. Beautiful venue. We should say thank you to the press team here at NAMM for giving us some space, giving us Wi-Fi that's quick enough to actually do this.
Wow.
There were moments I thought it wasn't going to happen. Technically, it was going to be a challenge, but hey, we've made it work, which is great. David Bros, it says hi, Jivey. Hi, David. Mike Kimball's in from Sweden.
I love Sweden.
Yeah. Coffee with Sam. Dude, the crossover's still playing up. Thought you'd fixed it. Oh, okay. Do what you... Tell Greg to do what I told him to do if it went wrong, so we'll sort it. I come away for a week
Still
and
don't
it
know
all
the
goes
best
wrong.
guitar you've seen so far. The best guitar is the one in the hands of the best guitar player. How about that?
That's
Nice.
probably true. That's probably true. I did. I saw one on the Reverend booth. I don't know. I don't think it was, a legendary player. But my God, this guy.
Well,
plays.
honestly, the best guitar players in the world, I mean, some of you may have heard of them,
Yeah.
but they're not household names.
But I did some of the nicest guitar playing. I heard the other night at the UA Drinks thing when Brett Scholl was given the guitar and James Santiago was playing.
Oh yeah.
All these guys, irate. Tim Pierce was there. Tim was, and I was like, don't for God's sake ask me to play, because I'm not going to when that caliber of guitar player's in the room.
I get to do a record with Dean Parks this week.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Yeah.
Again,
Want to know how you get a good guitar sound?
Yeah. You get him to play it.
Push the fader
Yeah.
up.
You get him to play it.
Yeah. I like to say I've had the opportunity to play one of Jimi Hendrix's guitars. It sounded like shit when I played it. So, there.
It's like, there's the story, isn't it? How do you get Dave Gilmour's guitar sound? Well, you get Dave Gilmour's amp, Dave Gilmour's guitar, Dave Gilmour's effects, and Dave Gilmour.
Right.
Dave, have you seen the T-Rex Benson yet? Yes, I have.
Oh,
And
I have not.
It's
That.
I know what a Benson is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But a T-Rex Benson?
yeah, it's
Are we talking about an Echo Rack?
yeah,
I assume it's the hardware.
yeah,
Okay.
very very yummy.
Damn, that could cost money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sense money being spent.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm an in-the-box mixer, but tape echo is something that we haven't exactly perfected in the box. So, yeah.
My tape echo of choice is my Selma. I picked up for next to no money in a kind of junk music shop type place a 50s Selma valve tape echo. It needed a lot of work. I think it cost about 300 quid. It cost another 300 quid to get it repaired. But my God, that thing sounds good.
But 600 quid later,
Yeah,
you're golden.
yeah,
Still good.
yeah, exactly.
And that's a fair amount of money to spend without going crazy.
Yeah, and I had some more good news this week. So regular viewers will know my penchant for all things at the auctions. And a couple of things came and they weren't quite as good as I'd hoped they might be. But the Fender basements have been repaired for 70 quid. And it cost me 500, so that's a bonus. With the 15-inch cabinet.
That's going to be loud.
Yeah. The Fender valve spring reverb that I picked up for 600 quid has been repaired for 40 quid on a new valve. So, videos to follow on those.
Your room's not big enough for a basement.
No.
When I was doing the Brian Setzer Orchestra, because Brian plays a basement, I used to have to put the mic like 8 feet away from it. It was a ribbon mic.
Yeah.
And I just kept moving it back and moving it back and moving it. It was just as loud. But yeah, it was fun.
But
Basement with an echo plex.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Actually,
And Brian Setzer.
yes.
Right.
So apparently the Fender spring valve thing is the rockabilly sound. It is that sort of that before the amp. Yeah. A guitar into amp.
Yeah. So that's kind of what Brian does.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Okay. Daniel Maybon says this is.
Today.
Oh. If you're here, come and find us. We are in Hall A at the Media Centre, and you can't miss us because we're sat down looking at our laptops.
I know.
In the front.
Yeah, Lee says sounds much smaller show. We'll return to previous size. Do you think?
I wonder, if it returns in January and it kind of gets back to everybody's regular schedule that they expect, possibly. But, it depends on the economy.
I think as well. April is spring break for you guys. It's Easter holidays for us.
Yep.
I'm wondering if that stops people who might just come because they've already got previous plans. Last year the show was in June and I couldn't come
And I couldn't go
because of family commitments and birthdays and stuff. And I would have,
I was over in your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
That's right. I came one day last year.
Right. But I think if it's back to January, someone said to me earlier, do you think NAMM will always happen? And I have one answer to that. The Europeans want to come to the sunshine in the winter. That is why NAMM.
You guys all complained when you got here we didn't have sunshine. Here it is.
Yeah, on day 4. Right.
You get what you pay for.
More things the charm.
Yes. Have a word with UA and tell them to include a Thunderbolt cable. It's not asking too much.
Yeah, that's a little costly to add.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's actually not as cheap as you think.
Yeah, because
A good Thunderbolt cable,
it's 30 quid.
yeah. And it's, you want to buy an Apple.
Yeah. No, you don't.
Well, I mean, if you want one that's going to last, right?
StarTech are the ones I use
Yeah.
because you can get them from Amazon or Amazon, depending on where you're from.
Right.
And they are the proper ones with the lightning bolt on them.
Right.
Okay.
So they are.
So they'll pass power.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lee says best guitar player. Good answer.
Yeah. Agreed.
Defo. Anything new for beginners, teaching aids, etc. Loads of stuff.
Bunch of stuff.
I didn't go explore that at all.
Because I was trying to find a few things, and you know, sometimes you wander through somewhere and you don't expect to find what you find, and you can find some cool stuff. Loads of educational percussion stuff that's new.
Nobody needs that.
Okay. But my favourite thing, and I'm so tempted to buy one, I want a P trumpet and a P bone, one of the plastic ones, because I just think they're cool.
They're fun.
I think they're really cool, and it's a great way to get kids playing brass. I've heard some phenomenal brass players as I've walked through.
Yeah.
So for those of you who haven't been to NAMM, between the two hotels, the Marriott and the Hilton, they have a big stage. Yamaha sponsor a huge festival-sized stage, and there is live music from 9 a.m. through till late. And the later you get, generally the better quality of musicians, and the Ellis Hall's playing out there now, I think.
Oh, is he out there?
Yeah.
He's great.
Buddy of mine was asked to dep on bass last minute, and he was ricking it right up to the point where Ellis said, "Stand down, my regular guy's here."
Wow.
He made it.
I wonder who's in Ellis's band now.
I won't name names, but the mate was absolutely. He said, "It's all Tower of Power stuff," and I'm going to be going for hours. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. That's the thing right now. It basically does concentrate on education, innovation, and new technologies, and keeping everything moving forward. I think that's one of the best things about the show. Brent says, I saw a Bluetooth integrated guitar, seems gimmicky, but the only thing that caught my attention. I've seen that as well. I didn't get a chance to try it because everybody wanted to try it. Now, my experience of Bluetooth instruments is usually one of latency, horrific latency. If they've conquered that, it could be a really cool thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
Aroma says, well, don't leave without an answer. Best new technology you've seen at NAMM, really? Now something you've already done an update. I mean, new.
Best new technology?
I don't know.
Well-built microphones for me.
Yeah.
Some of these mics are really well built, so. But I use microphones and ramps. That's what I do. So I don't know.
That new Vanguard is yummy.
Yeah. Well, the old Vanguard stuff is.
Yes. Yeah.
He's always done well, but yeah, he's upping the game. So actually, I didn't see Neumann. Now that I think about it.
Sennheiser upstairs.
Oh, I didn't go upstairs.
Yeah.
I haven't been. I didn't even.
There's an upstairs.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Pat says, every time I glance back at the screen, I keep thinking James has started working for Curry's. Sure. Curry's is a electrical store in the UK. Curry's PC World. I'm not sure entirely what that means, Pet, but
see, we're in California where the Golden State Warriors are, so
Steph Curry.
So in my mind, that means Steph Curry in the basketball world.
Okay,
So
I'll nod and agree.
He's from Northern California.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you mean by that, Steve?
Which is like a world away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Avid there. Pro Tools is my DAW, and things seem to be very quiet.
Yes, Avid is here. Yes, we saw some nice stuff from
yes,
Avid.
we
It's
did.
mostly soft. It's like Atmos integration is what we were after. But yeah, they're here. It looks good. It's coming.
Great stuff coming from Avid.
Nothing like earth-shattering, but like stuff we've been waiting for a while.
Yeah, if you're in Atmos,
So, yeah, especially if you're
great
pitching
new
an Atmos.
additions.
Yeah. Well, so the big news for me is that I will be soon.
You'll be Atmos?
Yeah.
Oh, welcome to the club.
I am
You
absolutely.
had a bunch of money you needed to get rid of?
No, someone's giving me some speakers to make it work.
Oh, are your kids not going to university?
To college, yeah.
No, not yet. They're 6.
No, well, they're not going to get to go.
I don't know. Actually, the only reason my kids got to go to university was because of Dolby Atmos.
Electric fiddle in the background. That electric fiddle is actually a saxophone.
That sounds like a saxophone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a sax.
There's a guy playing a weird kind of Iwi-esque controller thing over there, and it's the cheapest Iwi type thing. It's about like 250, 300 quid. And he said it's as close to playing a sax as anything is. So actually, you know, as innovation goes, yes, and Iwi's been around a long time, but they've been like cripplingly expensive and practically impossible to play if you're anything like a normal sax player, because they've given you so many options and so many different things. This one is basically like playing a clarinet, come saxophone type thing, and it just works. And you can make it sound good into a sound module, and it all works on a really, which is kind of cool.
Used to do a lot of Iwis in the 90s for TV shows.
Have you managed to try the new Thomas Blue Amp X? Just curious. Thanks for the live stream, by the way. Cheers. I was sat down about an hour before we came here, and I was sat down having a really good hot dog. I did not expect to say those words together, and I went blue guitar, and I ran across and said Amp X, please, and I played it, and it sounds really good. Does the amp models and things like that sound any different to the normal Blue Guitar Amp one? No. It's just more of the same integration into a single box. It's fair to say, and no one would shoot me for this, that the firmware has not been updated a great deal since it was previewed here in June last year. So no release date as yet. So I've tried it, I've played through it, and I've gone, this is cool. It's got some really cool build features that I really like for gigging. But at the moment, no sign of it on the horizon. Sorry. Rory, the best Super Strat at NAMM 23. I think it's for me. It's going to be some of the little builders who've gone. Paul would just cringe at some of the stuff I've played and gone, because it's not a Strat, a Tele, a Les Paul, or something kind of normal looking. I've gone very.
Where is he, by the way?
Paul.
Yeah.
He's right now. He texted me before we went on and said, "Mate, I can't do it. I'm so tired. I'm failing." He's only just moved house, so it was kind of timing wasn't great.
Fine.
Yeah. Anyone caught NAMM Thrax?
We'll know tomorrow.
Find out by Wednesday.
Yeah. It's normally by the time you get home and you get that whole hot sweat, cold sweat, hot sweat, you go, oh, here we go. But let's face it ain't going to be NAMM Thrax this time, is it? We all know what it's going to be.
Not for me. I had it a few weeks ago, so.
Digital Guitar says, morning. Cream guitars look pretty good. Yes, I did look at those and went, yummy. Didn't get to try any because the world and his auntie has been playing. And there is a certain amount of, I'm not a good enough guitar player to go and pick some of these things up, when the guy who just put it down was incredible. That's where we need Paul, because he can do that. I, however, not so much.
Next time, Paul.
We've got to the end of the questions. I would like to thank Matt, Steve, Audrey, who's there, Julian for running the other camera for me. Thank you so much. He's over there. I'd like to thank everyone who's come and joined in. I'd like to thank everyone I've hung out with this week. To Rex for being my camera buddy, for Joey for hanging yesterday. We'll be back for the normal show Wednesday evening. I should have.
Why are you looking at me?
Well, I should have got back to some sort of unjet-lagged state by then.
I don't know, it'll be re-jet lag by then.
Yeah, probably. We have a joke on the show. This is our Harley Benson moments of the week. No, they're not here. Harley Benson are not here. I haven't seen. If they are, I haven't seen them. I'm going to end on this one because K. Michael P said, "I think you underestimate yourself." Not in this room, I don't, because there are some phenomenal
with the
guitar
playing?
players.
Yeah. You don't want to do that.
Sadly, although we've talked about guitar brands being missing, hardly any drum brands.
You know, I didn't even go over there.
Lots of
The two
smaller,
drummers are going to start talking now. We can leave.
lots of smaller boutique drum manufacturers. And to be fair, I didn't come prepped with Formula One level earplugs to go in there.
Yeah.
It is brutal, the volume over there. This one has to be the last one. You've seen Chappers? Yes, I have.
James out.
So thanks everyone for joining us.
Got a mic drop. We
placed them down gently. I saw someone once said, anyone who's ever bought a mic has never dropped a mic. Thank you to everyone. Thanks for you for joining us. It's been a small but select crowd this evening. We'll see you next Wednesday for more of the same. My name's James Ivey from NAMM 2023. Good night.